lawyers and made several drawings in blood on one wall of his cell. Sources tell us there was a large drawing of the all-seeing eye of God on top of what's known as the unfinished pyramid. Under the symbol was the word Illuminati in all caps. And on that same wall, he wrote John 3:16, and a Bible nearby was open to that verse. Rosary beads were also hanging on the wall.
Okay. All right.
Make her come cause she came. Had fun, entertained. Good dope champagne. Just relax, just relax. 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 Ah!
We got The Truth Is. This like a conspiracy channel, whatever you want to call it. Like, he be making some real good content. Y'all go mess with him if y'all ain't even, you know? But Part two. Watching conspiracies until I start to believe in them. You know what I'm saying? Until I start to see it for real. Because I ain't, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, like I said in my last video, I'm finna be coming out with a TikTok. Everything, I'm gonna try to make it DonROMO. So be looking out for a TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, probably a Facebook page too, you know? So be looking out for that and support your boy, because I'm building up a small little community, you know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing but love over here. That's how we're going to try to keep it positive. But anyways, take this walk with me, gang.
Paul as well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk video. In today's episode, we'll be talking about the sinister truth about the NFL. But before we begin, I just wanted to let you guys know that if you'd like to further support the channel, you can check out the Truth Is store and see if you find anything you like. At the Truth Is store, we have the Truth Is shirts, sweaters. Links to furthest will be in the description. Cast in the world with an average of 99. The NFL is one of the most watched sports broadcasts in the world, with an average of 99 million viewers per game, with the Super Bowl seeing on average of 208 million viewers per game. In the year 2021, the NFL made roughly $18 billion off merchandise and sponsorships, with a good amount of that money coming from the Super Bowl itself. Even though the NFL is watched and loved by millions, many people have no clue about the truth regarding the NFL, why it was created, and what purpose it truly serves. The NFL is one of the most influential sports broadcasts in the
Hey, one thing, before he get into it, one thing I can say, like, you know the draft combine, when they be having them up on the stage, like in they draws and all that, and they be, tell me that don't look like a slave auction. I get it, like they get money, but tell me like it don't, like, bro, look up a slave auction and then look up that, you know what I'm saying? Like, look them up and then put them side by side, like, tell me, bro. And I understand to be white dudes too, but I'm just saying, like, just look at it, bro.
Watching the football game has become a part of American culture. The Super Bowl is seen as a nationwide cultural event, almost like an unspoken holiday. During the Super Bowl, even people that don't normally watch football throughout the season still go to Super Bowl parties or watch the game at their house. Sports, just like music and TV, serve an important role in our society, control the minds of the masses. Just like rappers and actors, professional athletes are made into icons for the masses to worship. These athletes become just as influential as a rapper with a hit song or an actor in the biggest movies. The reason for this is because the Freemasons own and operate everything that influences the masses. It is no different with the NFL. And in this video, I will show connections I have found that links the NFL to the Skull and Bones, Freemasonry, and even ritual offering. I am sure some of you who are true football fans might know the name Walter Camp, who is considered the father of American football. He is considered the single most influential person in the development of traditional football, distinguishing the sport from rugby and soccer origins. Walter was the one responsible for establishing the rules of what we now call American football and the game's eventual development. Some of you might have already known that Walter Camp is known as the father of football, but I'm pretty sure most of you don't know that Walter was a member of the Skull and Bones, a secret society within Yale University. Walter attended Yale University as an undergraduate from 1876 to 1881 and was eventually invited to join the Skull and Bones. Many important people have been linked to the Skull and Bones, like presidents, politicians, and world-leading businessmen. Some of the biggest members are George Bush Jr. and George Bush Sr., Frederick W. Smith, who is the founder of FedEx, Harold Stanley, which is the co-founder of Morgan Stanley, and one of the most important members was former President William Howard Taft, who his father, Alfonso Taft, was one of the co-founders of the Skull and Bones organization. I have said in the...
Hold on, man. My boy hit me with too much info, man. Getting a little woozy, man. Real.
Past that the Skull and Bones were connected to Freemasonry, and I saw a few of you telling me I'm wrong. Well, here's 100% proof that they are linked. Alfonso Taft was a Freemason and actually comes from a family of Freemasons. His son William Howard Taft was also a Freemason. Alfonso was a part of the Kill Winnings Lodge, number 356. Alfonso created the Skull and Bones using Masonic knowledge and ideologies. This is why many of the symbols seen in Skull and Bones are similar to Masonry symbols. This is also why we see so many Skull and Bone members running our country, because
what's going on with that? What's going on? I ain't gonna lie, this photo look weird as hell. Like, not even on like some conspiracy stuff, but it look like some like a scary movie photo with like.
in reality, they're just really rich and powerful Freemasons. There's so much information on the Skull and Bones that we need to discuss, so if you guys would like to see a full video on the Skull and Bones, comment Skull and Bones below. Now that we have established that Walter Camp, the father of American football, was a Skull and Bones member, a part of the Masonic order, we can start to see the NFL for what it really is. More Masonic programming created to further influence our minds. We saw the same connection in the video I made on the NBA, as the creator of basketball, James Naismith, was also a Freemason. These sports were created to serve the Masonic agenda, just like the music industry in Hollywood. In the music industry in Hollywood, we can find
Oh, I ain't peeped that. The Pirates logo.
Music
I mean the Buccaneers,
industry in
I ain't peeped that. Look at the logo.
Hollywood. In the music industry in Hollywood, we can find what appears to be many instances of ritual offerings, and this is exactly what I have found in the NFL. Aaron Hernandez was a player on the New England Patriots who was drafted in 2010. He would play his final game on January 20th, 2013, as he would eventually get arrested for taking the life of Odin.
With Fundrise, you can invest here.
Think about Aaron Hernandez. They said they found him dead in his cell, like blood everywhere, like some satanic stuff.
4 years later, Aaron Hernandez actually get arrested for taking the life of Odin.
That was weird.
Fast forward 4 years later, Aaron Hernandez's body would end up being found in his cell with a very disturbing message.
What was in Aaron Hernandez's final notes to his family? Good evening, everybody. I'm Ben Simino.
And I'm Erica Tarantel. We're also learning exactly what Hernandez drew on the wall of his cell and what the correctional officer responsible for checking on prisoners told investigators. Investigative reporter Kathy Curran has it all. Kathy?
And Erica and Ben, sources tell us that correction officer told investigators that he last saw Aaron Hernandez around 1 in the morning. And then when he went to check at 3 a.m., there was a sheet over the window of his cell door. There was no check at 2 a.m.
Hey, no cap. No cap. My grandma, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? But my grandma, you know how y'all grandmas like tell y'all like they got these these old school sayings like what's evil and all that, like you tell me like 3 at night is like an evil time and shit.
Even though hourly checks are required, Hernandez was in cell number 57 of the General Housing Unit in Sousa Baranowski. As we've reported, before he took his life, he wrote letters to his family and lawyers and made several drawings in blood on one wall of his cell. Sources tell us there was a large drawing of the all-seeing eye of God on top of what's known as the unfinished pyramid. Under the symbol was the word Illuminati in all caps. And on that same wall, he wrote John 3:16, and a Bible nearby was open to that verse. Rosary beads were also hanging on the wall.
Okay. Alright.
As you heard for yourself, Aaron Hernandez was found, and by the wall his body was found.
Nah, that's weird. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
there was a Masonic
Like, this
all-seeing
is
eye.
something that actually happened, though. Like, my fault, I keep pausing it, but, like, this is something that actually happened. Like, this something that happened. This not no theory or... ain't nobody made this something. That's weird. That's weird as fuck, my nigga. Like,
And the words
smell
Illuminati
me, like,
written
what?
on the wall in blood. There was also a Bible verse written on his forehead, which was the verse John 3:16.
It was
According to
on his
authorities,
forehead.
Aaron appears to have ended it all and wrote this message himself on the wall and on his forehead. We also learned that Aaron's body was found at exactly 3:05 a.m. We already know that 3 a.m. is considered the devil's hour or the witching hour.
What I just say, bro. My grandma used to tell me that, man. I ain't gonna lie, she used to
Which
tell
to
me.
me points directly to a ritual offering, especially.
But she used to be like, I'm gonna stop pausing it so much. But she used to tell me that, and she'd be like, you know how you kids try to stay late. She'd be like, "Walk out the bed, this evil chan, go to sleep, walk out the bed." You know what I'm saying?
With the Masonic all-seeing eye being written on the wall in blood. Not even Aaron's own fiance believes that Aaron did this to himself.
Say of Aaron Hernandez, who is breaking her silence about his bars, saying for the first time that she believes he did not commit suicide. Amy, you've got the details.
That's right. Last month, prosecutors and state police ruled Aaron Hernandez's death a suicide and subsequently closed their case. Now, Hernandez's fiance is raising questions about the circumstances surrounding his death. And that suicide note, she says she wants answers.
Shayana Jenkins Hernandez speaking out for the first time since her fiance, former NFL star Aaron Hernandez, and mother of their 4-year-old daughter, says she has reservations.
I don't think this was a suicide.
Hey, not trying to be funny. That's shorty that, because this is going viral. This is going viral on Facebook or whatever. That's shorty that they was saying. Look like Bow Wow. That's crazy. And it's weird. It's weird because this happened around the time he passed, right? You didn't hear nothing about this, but you seen a picture of her in court going viral. And everybody just saying she look like Bow Wow, not even talking about why she in court for. That's crazy though. That's crazy.
Knowing him, he was very positive.
Shayana also questioning the authenticity of the supposed suicide note from the former Patriots tight end.
See that it was addressed to Shay instead of Babe or Bay, the way he would refer me. It wasn't personal. It wasn't intimate. It was, I don't know, there were some odd parts.
And that Bible verse, John 3:16, police say was written on his forehead. Shayana says Hernandez was not religious and had never quoted that verse before.
It was spiritual. But he wasn't the kind of guy to get up every Sunday and go to church.
As you heard for yourself, she openly admits that she doesn't think Aaron did that to himself or wrote that note that was found in the cell. This to me clearly points to a sacrificial offering. I also find it interesting that the same day Aaron's body was found, the Patriots won their Super Bowl championship. There's just too much evidence, especially how the guard checked on him last at 1 a.m., but skipped checking on him at 2 a.m., leaving enough time for whatever was going to happen to him to happen. I am pretty sure that there's just as many Mason players in the NFL as there is Mason artists in the music industry and actors in Hollywood. I am also certain that those who run the league are
No cap. Like, did y'all know Young Thug is a Mason? I didn't even know that. Young Thug is a Freemason. It's a picture of him. I didn't know that though. I seen the picture in another video that I'm gonna be dropping, but it's a picture of him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. Like,
most likely Freemason.
A lot of rappers is like a lot of not just rappers. Like, what he's saying true. Like, this not no conspiracy. But a lot of rappers is like what he said true. Like, I didn't know that.
I am not the only person that believes this either.
Watching
Former
these
NFL
videos,
player Larry Johnson confirms this exact thing. Larry Johnson was a running back for the Kansas City Chiefs, getting drafted in 2003. Larry on many occasions has come out exposing the NFL and the NBA for pushing the Masonic agenda. Larry has tweeted about the leaders in the NFL all being Masonic
There's an effeminate agenda going on amongst NBA and NFL elite, peddled by high-ranking Masons handlers. This is real. Masons handlers to indoctrinate the. It's a hetero sum. I think we know. Well. Alright, man. The music industry, politics.
Puppets, and how they were pushing the agenda that we have seen artists in the music industry like Lil Nas X pushing. If you guys would like to know exactly what
Let me call you back in like
just
2
Google
minutes.
Larry Johnson, football player, speaks out against masonry, and you'll find tons of tweets. Larry even seems to call out Dwayne Wade as well, as he claims Wade is tweets.
Nah.
Larry even seems to call player speaks out against masonry, and you'll find tons of tweets. Larry even seems to call out Dwayne Wade as well, as he claims Dwayne Wade is a Freemason who is also pushing the Masonic agenda. Well, as he
Bruh. To sacrifice his son, bro. Hey, what people want to do, people do what they want to do, whatever. That's not my business, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, let's be real. Let's be real. Everybody that was a fan of D Wade, we seen that, we kind of like, my nigga, what you want, bro? Like, what? Why you letting it, like, my nigga, like, come on, man. And then, like, you know what I'm saying? Look at this. Look what he said. Look at, like,
he claims Dwayne Wade is a Freemason who is also pushing the Masonic agenda. In my opinion, I agree with Larry. The NFL is ran by Freemasons and is used to push the Masonic agenda. We also see tons of Masonic imagery in many different Super Bowl performances. In Madonna's 2012 Super Bowl performance, we saw a Roman-themed performance loaded with tons of Masonic imagery. The performance starts with Madonna sitting on a golden throne while she's wearing golden horns on her head. We can see her doing Masonic poses as she is brought to the main stage.
Even without like I ain't gonna lie, like that's why I stopped watching like the Oscars and stuff, cause I look at it like, why is y'all like, what's all this like y'all doing? Like, why is this nigga, this a football like halftime show? Like, nigga, I remember back in the day they used to just get out there and just rap or sing or whatever the case might be. Like nowadays they just doing all this weird shit.
You see, one of the dancers is dressed like the angel of music, which is supposed to represent Lucifer, who in heaven was head of God's choir before he was casted out. We see the dancers dancing around Madonna, making an obvious reference to Madonna dancing with the devil. We saw more Masonic imagery in Katy Perry's 2016 halftime performance, where she performed her song Dark Horse. The entire stage turned into a Masonic halftime performance, where she performed her song Dark Horse. The entire stage turned into a Masonic checkerboard floor, as Katy Perry sang about magic and spells. We also saw tons of Egyptian occultic imagery in the 2000 halftime show that was hosted by no other than Disney. At the beginning of the performance, we saw Mickey Mouse casting a spell on the audience, as tons of occultic imagery is then shown to the audience. The Weeknd's halftime show was also very dark and telling, especially if you saw the breakdown I did on him. The performance is a continuation of the story he was telling with the music videos from his After Hours album. The story that openly showed how The Weeknd sold his soul and was now a Masonic puppet being controlled by Lucifer. I can literally make an entire episode on the halftime performances, as they're all full of Masonic references. I also find it interesting that Jay-Z would end up working with the NFL in 2019, as Roc Nation would strike a deal with the NFL that would allow Jay-Z to pick upcoming music acts for the halftime show.
Say hello to Webflow, the world's most powerful.
Oh no, man. What y'all think? Oh no. Oh shit.
That would allow Jay-Z to pick upcoming music acts for the halftime show. We all know that Jay-Z has been openly showing Masonic imagery throughout his entire career. This is no coincidence that he will be picked for this position, as him and the NFL are both pushing the same Masonic agenda. The NFL, just like the music industry and Hollywood, are used to spread the Masonic agenda and distract the masses so they can guide them to a burning end. As we have seen in this episode, the NFL is tied back to Masonry, just like we have seen with everything else on the world stage. Many people to this day believe that some of the NFL's biggest games are actually staged. Whether this is true or not, I believe it could be a possibility, as we all know the Masons love to control the narrative. I am not telling you guys not to play football or even to stop watching it. What I am telling you is that there's a battle for your mind. They need you devoted so they can manipulate you. If you enjoy playing football, that's not at all a problem. Just don't let the sport take over your life. And don't allow yourself to idolize those stars.
Well, I just heard something in the background. I just heard something in the background, man. I almost reached for that one.
The NFL might appear harmless from the outside, but once you start to dig, you can see the truth for what it really is. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you.
Yeah, what's up? Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know, like I say, man. Like I say, I'm watching conspiracy videos. I'm watching a little series or whatever. I'm watching conspiracy videos until I start to believe in them. But like, some stuff is just not a conspiracy. I will admit to that. But then you got the other side of it where niggas be talking about reptiles and lizards and all this other stuff. So like, some stuff is just not a conspiracy. Like some stuff too blatant for it to be a conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think, man? Like I say, you want to watch the channel is The Truth Is, man, makes some great content, real dope. But who knows, man? Is this a conspiracy? Am I a conspiracy? Are you a conspiracy? Maybe you living in the Matrix. Maybe you sleep right now. It's a whole computer simulation. You smell me? Okay.
Make her come cause she came. Had fun, entertain. Good dope champagne. Just relax, just relax. Just relax, just relax. Just relax, just relax. Just relax, just relax. Just relax, just relax.